In exploring John chapter 1, verses 29 through 34, we come face to face with one of the most profound moments in the New Testament, as it unveils the identity and mission of Jesus Christ. This passage is a declaration of Jesus as the Lamb of God, a title packed with deep significance and hope for humanity. The text begins with John the Baptist's exclamatory introduction of Jesus, "Behold, the Lamb of God, who takes away the sin of the world." This title, Lamb of God, is rich with historical and theological layers, pointing back to the sacrificial system of the Old Testament, where lambs were offered for atonement of sins. However, in Jesus, we see the ultimate sacrifice, a perfect and final offering for the sins of all people. His coming marks the beginning of a new era where salvation is no longer tied to the repetitive sacrifice of animals, but is found in the one-time, all-sufficient sacrifice of Christ. As we delve deeper into the passage, John the Baptist testifies to the identity of Jesus, affirming that this is the Son of God. He recounts the divine revelation he received, the visible sign of the Spirit descending from heaven like a dove and resting upon Jesus. This not only confirms Jesus' identity as the chosen one, but also signifies the inauguration of his ministry, marking him as the bearer of the Spirit, bringing a new way of relating to God not through the law, but through the Spirit. The application of this passage is as profound as its message. First, it calls us to behold Jesus, to recognize him as the central figure of our faith and the ultimate answer to our deepest need for salvation. Recognizing Jesus as the Lamb of God means understanding that our redemption, our freedom from the power and penalty of sin, rests solely on his finished work on the cross. This leads us to a place of humility and gratitude, recognizing our inability to save ourselves and the magnificent grace offered to us. Furthermore, the testimony of John the Baptist about Jesus challenges us to bear witness to Christ in our lives. Just as John pointed others to Jesus, we too are called to reflect his light in our words, actions, and character. This means living in a way that honors him, sharing the message of salvation with others, and continually acknowledging his lordship in our lives. John chapter 1, verse 29 through 34 invites us to a moment of reflection and transformation. It beckons us to look upon the Lamb of God, to understand the depth of his sacrifice, and to live in the reality of the life and salvation he offers. As we embrace this truth, we are moved to live not for ourselves, but for him who has called us out of darkness into his marvelous light.